All right, well, good afternoon. Thank you for being here today. We've reached tentative agreement with all of our bargaining units. And of course, it's always pending board approval and ratification by each of the individual union groups. Our district employees on average will be receiving a 3% increase, and that will be retroactive for some employees back to July 1st, others January 1st, depending on which group they work with. We've also have some great news to share about the district's focus on improving our minimum wage. We've got workers in the district, upwards of 1,300, who work for less than $10 an hour, and some of which work at $8.05 or $8.25. We're going to be moving our minimum wage up to $10 an hour. That'll impact about 1,300 employees. Our bus drivers, as you know, have been working double overtime this last year trying to increase their effectiveness and efficiency. We had a botched rollout of a new system, and we are going to be working with them and through them to get them to $14 an hour, which will make them the highest paid bus drivers in South Florida. We believe they earn every penny of that. And currently, Broward pays about $12.37 an hour, Miami-Dade $12.18 an hour. So we're proud to bring that forward. That $1.63 increase will be shared in an equitable way all throughout the transportation driver division, and therefore the veteran employees will also see that positive impact. Our teacher pay, and that's why we've got our teacher union president here today, will also be increased on average by about 3%. That increase for highly effective teachers is $1,700 a year and $1,275 a year for effective teachers. There are 4,860 highly effective teachers currently in Palm Beach County. Also exciting news, we're going to be raising our starting salary for our teachers from $39,500 to $40,775, which is an increase of about $1,275. Hopefully that'll make us a little more competitive with our local districts. We have lost a little competitiveness. And in many ways, this is good news, but it's also a bit of a wake-up call for our community. I feel like our teachers and employees work very hard, and it's hard to imagine with a 1% increase that is being proposed by the governor, that somehow next year will be good news. It's not. It's very frustrating. I work hard to ensure that our employees have the funding they need. They work hard to make sure our kids learn and they're safe, and we got to make this a priority. So this year we do see some good news, but my real fear is about how the state's investment in public education has really begun to show in our classrooms, in aging facilities, and it's one of the reasons why it's nice to see all of our union groups working together to make sure that the public knows that we're doing a great job. We're one of the best large urban districts in the state, and it's thanks to the teachers and principals in our district. And although we're happy with some of the advancements we've made, there's certainly a long way to go with that. So I would like to ask our union leader also to share a couple of thoughts, and then we'll take some questions.
Hi, I'm Dr. Kathy Gunlack. I'm president of the Palm Beach County Classroom Teachers Association. We finished last night about between 8 and 8:30 last night, and we're excited to have this behind us. It was a long process. Would we like more money? Absolutely. Do we know that the state does not fund education appropriately? Absolutely. Is it an abomination that there's only a 1% increase in education funding for next year? Absolutely. The governor, the legislature should be ashamed of what they do to public education in Florida. We do a tremendous job with little resources from the state. Our teachers deserve more. The district deserves more money to play with, so we can play with it too. A couple of the other areas where we saw some increases for our teachers, the tutorial rate went up for $25. The professional development rate for teachers went up to $25, and they had not been increased in years. There's also a differential pay scale that will go into place that's required by law that will give teachers also some extra funding. So we're excited. We're going to go back to the table in April, and our goal will be to have a contract in place before school starts. That's fair to our teachers. That's fair to our community. We have also, as a union, our board has voted Monday night to work with the school district on the sales tax issue. We will support it. We will work with the district on trying to achieve that goal. We worked very hard when we did the quarter mill. The teachers supported it phenomenally, both with money and time, and so we will support the district again, because it benefits not only the teachers, but most importantly, the children.
And I'd like to thank Dr. Gunlack for her support of the work and for her leadership with our teachers union. We work together. We want to make sure our students have the best education possible, and I think we want to show that relationship as a leadership opportunity here in Florida. While many other groups are not working together, we feel like we can get more accomplished by working together. So we'll open it up to some questions.
You said there are a couple of groups as to when these will have taken effect. Right. How are the groups split up, and can you tell me the dates again of when?
Sure. Depending on the union that members participate in, the teachers, for example, would get a retroactive back to July 1st of 2015, while many of the other non-certificated employees would go back to January 1st based on their annual contract.
And lump sum that they get?
Correct. They'll get a retroactive payment back.
How is all of this paid for? I know there's a 1% increase, but does that cover it all, or how is it?
So the dollars that we're speaking about today were dollars that were included in last year's fiscal budget, and that's one of the things that Kathy was talking about a few moments ago, in that it's taken us quite a bit of time to get where we are. We hope to be able to accomplish this task in a much shorter period of time next year.
So as far as the taxpayer isn't paying any more?
No, these are dollars that we get directly from the state, and we had an increase last year of about 3%, which we set aside, and then obviously there are other working condition issues that we try to work with each other and try to get the best possible solution for all involved.
I'm really interested in the bus driver issue. You know, so many bus driver issues. How do you think this will help retainment of those bus drivers and recruitment?
Well, at this point, with a $14 start, I think it's going to be a real incentive for individuals in the community that might be able to think about joining us for a career. We've got benefits involved in this. We've got folks who are able to work more. If they choose to work some extra hours, they can do that. Or it's a good part-time job if an individual would like to come and work with us. So I think the $14 an hour shows the community that we're serious about getting the best drivers we can, and that we're going to honor them and respect them and pay them for the work that they do.
Are there any groups of staff that won't be receiving raises?
No, at this point, this impacts almost all employees. We've got one small group of 30 individuals that we're still working through, but out of 22,000 employees, I would say we're pretty darn close to 100%.
Right, and pretty much all, most around 3%.
Yes, that's right. The average salary increase in the district will be about 3%. All right.
Doctor, you seem to have issues with the state. You're working with the superintendent in the district. Seems to be very good, though.
We have learned to agree on a lot of things, but if we disagree, there's a way to disagree, and we work through that. Not all items that were initially on the table were resolved. They will carry over to the next round of bargaining. But we can disagree, but we work through a solution. We have a pretty good working relationship, yes, sir.
We hope to continue to grow that. I will tell you that as I've learned the system that's in place, I like systems that are transparent. I like systems that rely on trust and honor. And what I need to be able to do is reestablish that relationship. I think over the last 5 years or so, we've probably damaged on both sides a little bit of trust. But we know that it's better if adults are spending time worrying about teaching kids rather than arguing about dotting an I and crossing a T. And I think over the next several years, we hope to be able to serve as a model, not only here in Florida, but across the country. All right. Thank you very much. We appreciate your time.